Hi, this is Jake with Just a Guy Survival. Today we're going to work on figure 4 deadfall. It's great for small animals like squirrels, mice, rats. Get a little bit bigger, you probably get a rabbit. It's real simple. It's a nice little trigger mechanism here. We're going to get into that here in just a second. I just thought I'd show you exactly how this works. Basically, you put, this one should have a longer stick. You put your bait on this stick. Small animal comes in. There you go. So now we'll get into how to make it. Okay. So for the 4 square, there are 3 different size sticks that you're going to need to get. You can see here I've got an assortment. I just kind of made these out of wooden picket. You can just do this with sticks that are laying around the yard. They're going to vary in size as far as width. The width will depend on the size of game you're really trying to catch. For something bigger, obviously you're going to need a bigger rock, hence a bigger stick. Okay. For trials, I use a cinder block, which is pretty heavy, and you don't want to drop it on your hand. If you look in previous videos that I've got, you'll see me actually drop them with the Paiute deadfall on my hand, and they're not that much fun. So, what we're going to be making this with today, I've got my morakniv companion here. This one has the stainless steel blade. You'll see it is polished, but this thing is amazing. I've never found anything better as far as whittling, and you'll never find anything better in the price point, that's for sure. So, basically what we're going to start with, you can see here I already started, I put a point on this. It's very important that this is flat on this part, because this is what your next piece is going to interlock with. Okay? Down here we're going to put a notch, but we're going to put that one later. But on your first piece, just get you one that's made about like this. Okay? Second piece, you're going to want one that's not quite as long as the other, so that's going to be this one right here. This one is going to be like this. This actually supports the brick or a big log or whatever you're using for your trap. So you're just going to have to create a notch here and kind of get an idea of where you're going to want it to sit. And for that, you also have to realize you're going to have this other stick come across here. This is your trigger stick. We're going to make it in a while. This one, we want it to be down about there, so I'm going to notch here. You choose a spot. And of course, this isn't rocket science. You just kind of make you a notch. And as I said, this is going to interlock with this. So you just kind of want to create okay, very important this is flat, because as I said before, this is going to lock in here just like so. You see, again, that's going to be your hold. So on here, you want to go ahead, kind of choose where you're going to be. And I'm pretty happy with that set right there. It's very important that you orient. This one is 90 degrees from there, because it's 2 interlocking pieces. Just kind of score it a little bit here, score it here. Again, not rocket science. A little bit of room, not going to hurt anything. Okay, now here we're going to create That's find your little score marks. I don't know if you can see them in the video. They're very, very fine right here. But you're just going to kind of take out a little section here. Double check for fit. I personally prefer it to be a little bit bigger, that way it's a lot easier to set. And like I said, you have some tolerance because it's not metal, it's not machined, and nobody's perfect. See, we got a pretty decent fit here. I don't know if you can see very well. So this piece is actually done, except I want, kind of like I've got on this one, I want on this one. This one is going to be the end that holds up the brick. Okay. You see, you've got it here like this. And this is the end I want to do. Ready? So, it's very important that you don't put a sharp point here, because you also have to realize this is holding up the rock or the brick or whatever you use for the weight, for the deadfall itself. And if it's too sharp of a point, or it's too rounded, you're never going to get it set. And you're going to drop it on your hands over and over. Learn from my mistakes. And just for everybody's information, in my videos, yes, I will be leaving all of the mistakes in, because I feel it is pretty much necessary. That way, because, man, when I was starting to make them, and everybody's making them so perfect. See, here's a mistake right here. I've got this very, very square, but it's on an angled stick. So really, you should create an angle here. Okay, so once again, test fit here. Yeah, now we've got it a lot cleaner. You can't really see on that side. See how it fits more into that angle? And then we're going to take there, cut it. These marks we made earlier when we were testing it out. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, this knife right here, a lot of people will judge. You can read right here. It's a Remington Sportsman series. It's called the FAST. And I have beat this knife to death. It's a little $15. You can get it off of Amazon. I got this one at Academy, I believe. One of the best knives I've ever had. It's got good weight, good length. I can actually whittle very, very small spots with it. But in this instance, it has the little saw here. So that's why I want to get it. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So here we are. Now we've got this part locking very nicely. And it's going to be right here. That's where we're going to dig in. We're going to make another cut. the other part is going to interlock with. So here we've got this one interlocking up here. Very, very important on the orientation here. We're going to lock it here. And I've got it in. See, now here's a very important part. Is this front edge that's farthest out is actually what's going to hold it. The first one that I made on this, I made it very, very deep right here. As you can see right here, that's not very deep. You want it as shallow as you can get it where it'll still grab. Because if you've got it too long, it takes a lot more. And a mouse is not going to put a whole lot of pressure right here. It's just not going to happen. So let's see how this interlocks. Yeah, see? Dangerous. Okay, I had to make some adjustments on here. I figured out a lot of the problem is me trying to hold it and set it up. When you're putting it on the table, see, I can't hold it as straight as a brick. Oh, I finally caught it. See there? But for use, I'm going to use this little, what would you call this? We have these cubes in our living room that
doodad.
It's like a foot on this side and a table on this side. Pretty cool. But they'll catch your pinky toe every time. So we're just going to use this for the moment. Catch this. Why don't you get up and come over here so you can see a little more of the workings. Here, let's move this way. Our light's set up from over there, so bear with us. So you take this, you remember this one, point here, notch there, and you can support it with your hand. Okay, then you've got your notch here that interlocks. And at this point, all you're really worried about is that this stick is straight. You can see I can hold it up with this. And then we have our trigger stick. You interlock it to the two. Be really careful here, because if you let one off and you don't have the other one on, then it just springs loose on you. And you want that. Well, I caught that. Boom. See there? And then you're going to put your bait right down here. And whenever it comes through, it'll touch this, and you saw how light it was. I mean, it's very, very, very slight. Very easy. You would take this, and you would set it up somewhere on a trail. You can follow game trails. That's a whole nother video that I'll do. Most of you, if you're watching this, you probably know how to look out for trails. Small stuff, not big stuff. You don't want bigger, like cats or dogs or anything, to keep them out of your yard. This is not the way to do it. This is in a dire need, in a survival situation, or say you got a squirrel. I don't condone killing anything for any reason other than food, but I suppose there are options. You know, I don't do it, so I won't condone it. But hey, it's not my life. Guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been fun. I hope you learned a little something from this. And I'll have a couple more videos up here in the next few days, just to make up for that hiatus that I had. If you see it, if you got anything that you might be interested in, comment it down below. If I don't know how, I'll learn it. We can learn it together and it'll work out great. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.